Yeah.
See? There you go.
Sick.
I think we're finally cooking with gas.
We're finally going.
Whoa. Let's get
All right.
Yay!
Awesome.
All right.
Technical
here we are.
difficulties averted.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, this is your floor whenever you are ready.
Sounds.
Are we getting a musical intro or what?
I'll put it in so we can. Yeah, I'll put it in post.
All right. Well, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Never Enough Toys podcast. My name is Rich Rampage, along with my co-host
Grizz Diz.
And today we have a very special guest, one who is mentioned in almost every single podcast thus far, Mr. Benny Rose.
The elusive, the legendary.
You guys
Welcome,
are too kind.
Papa
Thank you for listening. We're coming in through Zoom this time. We're all having a Zoom party.
We're zooming.
This is exciting. I'm really happy to be here. Brothers from another mothers and long time friends, bandmates, all the good stuff, fellow toy collectors.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys with the show that you do and the community that you've built on Facebook. So bravo to you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Likewise, brother. You paved the way with Media Masterminds.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Love that show. Go listen to Media Masterminds wherever you listen to podcasts. Him and Paul run down all types of movies and games and DC crashing and burning and this and that, blah blah blah. All of the above.
We called it.
He did.
Nice.
Paul said the writing was on the wall.
Funny you say that because we're gonna focus a little bit on this episode, but we can't go forward without getting rid of the regular stuff that's on this show, and like our booty holes.
Yeah.
So, Gris, what you got to say, brother?
Oh man. So we're coming hot off of Christmas right now, and we haven't had a podcast since then. The birthday one was pretty close to like that was. We've been getting closer and closer every time that we get together of just deleting ourselves with toys. So you just keep putting new toys in front of us and then we disappear. So
that's true. It's very
I don't think today, I don't know if today's going to go in that direction. Though. I don't think we can disappear.
No, not today.
Yeah.
But I am surrounded. I have a toy over here and I have a toy over here and I got a toy down there.
Nice.
So,
whoa, take it easy.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. I got a toy. Whoa!
Whoa! It's nice.
Anyway, I'm coming through everybody via iPad set up on all of the random tchotchkes that are in my living room. So bear with me.
Love it. So yeah, Rich, start us off. Give us how was your Christmas?
Well, Christmas was very nice, very smart people just giving away gift cards. I mean, that's just what you can just when you're a toy collector, it's very hard to ask for things that you want for Christmas because you don't. I don't know. You certainly wouldn't expect someone to pay something that you yourself was, like worried about was paying too much or for something. You want to expect too much from people. So when people give you gift cards, it's the best. You get to go out and take care of business on your own. I guess the first thing I'll show off, I got the new NECA Deluxe Ultimate ET.
Nice.
This is the one that his chest lights up. It comes with a bunch of accessories with the homemade communicator. You'll notice that there's a few ET figures hitting the shelves right now, and there's one that looks like this one, but it's actually just the regular Ultimate. It doesn't light up. It's about $10 or $12 cheaper. and it comes with just a couple of different accessories. But I mean, ET's my favorite. Let's go. Let's go.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Love that. I wonder how, like, if it's battery operated or something like that for the lights.
Yes. I believe there's like a little tab you got to pull out, so you'll be able to. I guess it's like maybe a watch battery or something in there. I haven't gone fully into it yet, but I haven't had much time. But it's awesome. Beautiful.
Nice. Ultimate light up ET. Sick.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Actually, you know what? You want to go before Christmas for Horsemen Studio, Mythic Legions. I wanted to show you guys this right before Christmas happened. They put in put in their store Father Christmas action figure. I don't know if you guys have handled any of these Mythic Legions figures. It's a totally different ball game. They're so much better than obviously Hasbro and Mattel's. But even I would dare say better than NECA and maybe even Diamond, because of the level of detail that the designers put into it and the level of meticulous little things. It's like a real robe. He's got a robe underneath as well that's as fabric, bunch of accessories. And along with Father Christmas, I had a reason to open up what they released last year, which was Krampus.
Yes.
He comes with a bunch of accessories that you put together, and he's got the little jingle bells there. The what do you call these things?
Was that like a bear trap?
Almost like
lots
a
of chains,
ankle bracelet.
Chain. There you go. And then he's got this basket where it had a few different accessories in it, but if you set it up just right, it looks like stealing children in the night like he does. So yeah, just a what's the word that I'm thinking of?
Little pre-Christmas.
Yes, a little pre-Christmas get. I got a reason to open up my Krampus with the release of the Father Christmas figure. You guys got to hold this in your hands one day. It's really, really freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'll take you up on it. That's cool.
Yeah, those figures, I've seen a lot about them. I've never seen them in person, but I see that the fandom is really into them and the dedication's there. And I mean, the quality looks like it, just from the screenshots. And, I see people go to the shows. I know you guys have gone to the shows and stuff too. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's a dangerous game to get into other franchises. We all know how that is. And yeah, I think it's cool that they do like original stuff. So it's like their own content. So
what I've noticed, what I've noticed about a lot of Mythic Legions fans is that a lot of them, that's the only thing. That's the only thing they want to tolerate. That's the only thing, because they're very customizable, and a lot of these guys are very creative, and they customize their own figures. And Four Horsemen Studios makes it very easy to do so.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, love the community. The community is awesome. Legion Con is so fun.
Yeah, and they're just in Jersey, so they're not even far. So when you order something from them, you get it like boom right away. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's cool.
Sweet. You want to go tit for tat? What'd you get, Grizdiz?
Sure. So I'll show off one thing real quick that is also NECA related. This isn't the one that I'm keeping. I got two just in case. But this is the one that's not on display. It was just handy, so I pulled it up. We have
nice.
We have not Super Shredder, but just the Ultimate Shredder from Secret of the Ooze. So I ordered this through NECA, the online store, NECA store. I ordered two just to make sure that they came. This one didn't come as nice. It has like some nicks and the hang tag got pulled. The other one's not great either, but this was clearly the worser of the two.
You keeping them trapped? You're not popping them out?
I don't have any NECA. Except the only NECA figure that I have out of package right now is the frog that you and I.
Yes. Yeah. Our frog boys.
Yep. That's the only NECA figure that I have out. Actually,
have you seen the Secret of the Ooze 4-pack and the accessory pack and all that stuff? people are getting? Did you order that? Are you
I
in that?
didn't. I had the accessory pack in my cart, and I just forgot to go back to the website. I was like, "Yep, I'll get it."
The stuff that you get in that is so freaking cool. I just wish I had the space to make dioramas, because that's the only thing that makes any of that useful, is if you have dioramas and photography setups and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I got the first movie, the 1990 accessory set for the 7-inch NECA Ultimates, and that was awesome. But then you have this new one for Secret of the Ooze, and it has, Tokon Razar in their animal forms,
right? The
payphone, all these accoutrements, the donuts, or whatever else. That's great.
Nom noms.
Nom nom.
Nom noms.
Oh, nom nom.
How about you, Ben? You got any toys for Christmas, Benjamin?
Well, I'm in that scenario of, the wife always says, "What do you buy the guy that has everything?" And my 6-year-old is becoming the same question. So
the answer is
I got my stuff.
More. Give more.
Well, it's hard to get me stuff that I already end up buying myself. That's the big issue. And I'm so particular like you guys. So, I'm grateful. My wife works at a retail location, as you guys know. And, for the most part, she keeps an eye on things for me. And unfortunately, her store isn't the greatest with getting stuff. I know that Richie has definitely paid a visit, and he's gotten lucky a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't usually get too lucky in her store, but, she always tends to keep an eye out. And the one thing that she's found a lot of usually is unfortunately, the McFarlanes for the DC that I collect. I have actually taken a big step back on them. I get like 1 or 2 at a time. I really haven't been ordering them because he's never going to stop.
Oh, he's the factory. The factory.
But I'd say for the holiday season, I grabbed some stuff for myself, and I was very fortunate. Diamond Select sent a bunch of stuff for me to check out, which we can talk about on the show. But the stuff that I picked up is mostly Hasbro Marvel stuff. So
nice.
I haven't really opened anything yet. I might open some stuff here, but I'll show just some of the stuff. I love my MCU stuff, as you guys know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So got the Amazon exclusive Killmonger from What If.
What If Killmonger, nice.
So I've been seeing that What If wave showing up in stores now.
I'm on the fence with them because the constant buying of the Build-A-Fig. There's a lot of those figures I don't want. And the Ultron wave, I needed Ultron, but I didn't want half of the figures. So it's like, it worked out because Richie wanted one of the Moon Knights and I kept the other one. And, but that wave, it's like, I'm really hesitant on it. But the one that I needed to have from that wave, other than Killmonger, was Zombie Iron Man.
That's the one I'm looking for right now. I bumped into the zombie. I can't think.
Scarlet Witch with her hair. I'm not sold on the hair. The hair kind of throws me off personally. Yeah,
I have
an interchangeable head would have been cool.
You have Zombie Cap?
So I do. Yeah,
I love Zombie Cap.
I have a hell shelf. They'd fit in just perfectly.
Oh, that's great.
And then another Amazon exclusive. We got Gore, comic book accurate. Yeah, I was a sucker for it.
Yeah, it's much better than the MCU one.
Yeah, the
Thor one.
My story on that one is I was like, they're never gonna make. I'm comic accurate, so I go for comic all day long. I'm like, they're never gonna make a Gore, especially that quick after they just came out with that one. I ate my words. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, they're always down to make a buck, and especially if it's on the same character, whatever.
Well, think about the load of Hasbro Marvel Legends that have come out this year alone. I mean, clearly, I am not a collector from years and years. Like, the collection that I had was Toy Biz 90s when my dad had his comic book store. I didn't really collect them. I missed out on a lot of that. I've only been doing it for maybe 3-4 years. And this year, like the amount of figures, I mean, for those that see the back that are watching the video portion, the Spider-Man retros, the retro cards, I'm a sucker for it. But I was a real sucker this year because Amazon killed me this year because you got those 2 exclusives. You got this one.
Yeah,
the crazy 5-pack.
That was my big one. That was my big one.
That I literally purchased for 1 figure.
Yep.
And then of course the 3-pack of
yeah.
I needed me another Venom in life.
Deep in Venom.
That Venom though. Oh yes. Oh
and then, of course, retro Spidey. Cell shaded retro Spidey.
Where's this? Look what I got.
Hey,
I'm holding him hostage.
Bring it back.
But yeah, I mean, look, as we know, it's tough to just get through everything that you have. But it was a really good year for toys, I'd say.
Oh yeah, ridiculous.
It's
I feel like
insane.
it gets better every year. Well, speaking of Amazon, I did get some Amazon gift cards. And speaking of Marvel and Diamonds, Spider-Man.
So awesome.
This Green Goblin came up on Amazon for $28. You cannot beat that.
That's a deal.
Yeah,
dude, and especially that the Marvel Legend is going for like $125.
Ridiculous.
And it doesn't even compare. This one is just so much nicer. Diamond Select, really, if it wasn't for the scale, I'd have them all. When it comes to Diamond, they're just like 1 inch taller than everything else. But I mean, it kind of works.
It depends. I would say, look, if you set up your figures in a way where you can have them in action poses and positions, you can make it work. And at the end of the day,
absolutely,
like the biggest rule that we all don't follow is it doesn't matter if you love it.
Nobody's
and
judge.
It works.
I did the
you
same
are your
thing
own
with,
judge.
I did the same thing with Spider-Punk. I gave up on trying to get that Marvel Legend, but I grabbed the Diamond Select kind of statue.
The statue.
Yeah.
And that thing is awesome. I think it looks so much better than the Legend. The guitar is nicer.
Yeah.
And now they're going to come out with a new
for the
Spider-Punk. And he looks all kind of goofy, like
grungy.
Because they're making it look like the toys are literally modeled after the movie, which is going to turn off a lot of people. Because even the Spider-Man 2099, he's like very top heavy, and a lot of people like turned off by the bulk. But I think it's just they're really focusing on trying to go with that character design with the really skinny Miles and the Gwen.
Yeah, it reminds me that Spider-Man 2099 reminds me of like the DC animated series,
Bruce Timm
animated series, where it's like nice and big on top, and then
he's blocked. Down to a big
Justice League,
no legs,
Superman.
Yeah. Yep. And continuing on my Amazon shopping spree, I was able to find the Super 7 Fantasia Mickey Mouse.
Oh, sick!
And I found him for 31 and change, which is
that's really fraction of what they go for.
Hell yeah,
that's really good, especially for like a main Mickey character like that.
Heck yeah! And if all goes right in my world, at one point I will have Mickey Mouse himself sign this thing.
Oh, there you go.
So I mean, it's crazy with Super 7. That's a whole nother franchise and company that is dangerous to get into.
Yes,
but I don't know if you noticed with the holidays there was crazy sales. A lot of turtles and certain waves.
Transformers were like $20.
The wave ones, right?
Yeah,
it was crazy. I was really surprised.
I got a turtle for you.
They're hit or miss sometimes, Super 7, especially when it comes to like if they're making human characters.
Yeah, that's their biggest.
Their Andre the Giant looks like garbage. I have the Major Brothers, Matt Cardona and Kurt Hawkins. I have those wrestling figures. Those aren't too bad, only because those two guys are, very into the toy industry and had hands-on. We're telling them, no, change this. Yes, they were involved in making that figure, so it made it better than it, could have been worse.
Got it.
But when it comes to animated shows, like, or even their Ultimate Turtles line, where they're recreating the vintage line in just an awesome 7-inch scale. Look at this man; he's got one right there. We got ready. Which one is it?
This was part of Christmas. Ready? I haven't
Let's
seen
see it.
There he is.
Glow-in-the-Dark Man.
Nice.
Very nice.
Glow-in-the-Dark.
Yeah, I only have I have Slash and Metalhead from that line.
Yeah, I have 4 Turtles, Bebop, and this. That's where I'm at right now.
And I think I want to get
for the better.
Yeah. I even said just the 4 Turtles, but actually the guy threw in Bebop, so I was like,
okay,
I'll take it.
All right,
why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I had the Green Ranger pre-ordered, but I've seen what the Silverhawks have looked like, and I don't think I'm gonna. As you guys know, I have the third-party Ramen Toy, Quicksilver, so I don't need anything else. I mean, he's 112, which is what I
Super
prefer
7
anyway.
Still making their money. Super 7 still making their money.
They got the license.
Look, I will say that I have a couple of Super 7s too. I have a Voltron, I have a Conan, and I have
Conan is sick.
And I have the Zords from the carded figures. Okay. So like the ones that look like the old action figures. I don't have the Rangers. I just have the Zords. Yeah, the reactions because they're larger. So the cards are really big. So I was a sucker for those. I ordered those. I have the Megazord, the White Tiger, and the Dragon Zord. I was like, all right, you got me.
Yeah.
So, and I guess like to piggyback off of what you guys are saying here too, you have all these different lines. You have your Super 7s who are doing Power Rangers. You have Hasbro doing Lightning Collection. Just in terms of franchises, you have the franchises being taken on by different companies and multiple lines across them. So
where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
Turtles is probably the biggest shared license brand right now. It is such a hot commodity, and like the fact that Playmates is in the game now.
Playmates, NECA,
Super 7,
McFarlane now.
Yes,
McFarlane. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I always, it's like the one thing I always come back to: how many turtles do you need?
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth,
Loyal Subjects.
Loyal Subjects.
Oh, right.
Yes. The best.
They're right here, and I forgot.
Yeah. The best action. I finished. I found my Leo. I'm happy. I got all 4 regular releases. I got them.
Nice.
But
cool.
I mean, I when they spread out so the licenses, it all depends on how it's going to look in my collection. Basically, it's just where am I going to put it, and does it fit in with what I already have?
Right.
And I can't, and I'm in no position to start anything new. So like these McFarlane Turtles are probably not going to make my cut, only because I don't think I'm going to like what they're being depicted. They're going to be, from the Seth Rogen movie.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to dig it. I mean, they look like they look like kids. They look like little kids kind of.
Yeah.
If you still like the,
I feel like they're very reminiscent of the latest show, which is the rise of the Turtles. Yeah, because even the Raphael has the full head bandana versus the eye band. Yeah, so I watched that movie off the like I know it's slightly off topic, but the movie wasn't that bad. I never watched the show. And I was told that you could just watch the movie, and it was okay. The fact that Casey's not like a normal character in essence of the show, but
right.
I could see why people, it's one of those things like how many times are you going to reinvent the wheel? You know?
Yeah.
How many times do you need to change it? You could tell a lot of stories, but why do we have to change the character so much? I'm not sure. That's just my thought. And then we're going to get this, you know, the Seth Rogen approach, and the McFarlanes, I assume, will end up being like 7-inch, so they'll be big too.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He goes big and bold.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, and you know, when it comes to turtles, like I feel like I kind of missed out, and I really liked them, but I didn't grab the Universal Monster Turtles from NECA.
I'm surprised. I really thought you would have liked that too. Yeah,
they are pretty dang cool.
It was kind of like I would have been all right with just getting one of them, but I knew that if I got one of them, I'd want to get the rest of them. So I just let it be.
Dangerous game.
Yes, I have my original horror turtles from Playmates from back in the day. I'll deal with that. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I commend you.
Thank you. And I've seen many of those. That Raph is so cool. The Mummy Mikey, when it has that head to make it look like the degrading original costume.
Yes.
I think it's badass.
They're doing a great job knocking it out of the park, NECA.
And then they're coming out with the Phantom Casey, right?
Casey,
Phantom of the Opera.
And then cool. They're teasing eventually bad guys, but nothing yet.
And they would be movie
make the most sense,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Kino, we're getting Kino.
Oh yeah, we are getting Kino on a bike.
And all of the loot crates are finally all out, right? That fiasco's all finally over.
I thought you'd never ask.
He's been waiting. Look at him.
I finally got it.
The last one, huh?
The thing finally came in.
He's got a box with a dead fish in it.
Yeah, it was floating in the middle of the barge.
Well, while you're opening that, let me just show you. I grabbed this. You mentioned McFarlane before.
Nice.
Bro, $6, man.
Wow.
$6.
Oh, I hate you. No, I don't hate you.
So this is
I'm jealous.
Good quality is.
That's a good grab. I missed out on him.
Yeah.
If you ever see another one,
Absolutely.
I didn't collect that whole wave. I only grabbed hooded Black Adam.
See, I bought the first one, and then I was like, "Fuck! I should have got the hooded one."
Hooded one, yeah.
All right, time to see what's in the box.
After all this weight of Loot Crate,
if Gwyneth Paltrow's head's not in there, I'm going to be disappointed.
I know, pretty much.
What's in the box?
So, always a shirt.
Not always. Not the last box.
Really?
I got Dark Donnie. It didn't come with a freaking T-shirt, and I was upset about it.
Wow, that's really sad.
Yeah, I got oven mitts that I can't use, a license plate that'll get me a ticket, and freaking an apron. That
forgive me for laughing.
No, seriously, it was laughable.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No T-shirt. Let me see your T-shirt. That's pretty awesome. Hell
apparently most people are getting them screen printed off, like it's not aligned right with the way that they pressed it. Mine looks
pretty good for you.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good.
Solid. It looks like the Turtles and the Shredder are teaming up together.
Yes. They're combining to turn into Shredder.
It's based on the Tournament Fighters game.
Genesis Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. So this is all gaming. You get some gaming socks.
Oh my God.
Crew socks. I could always use those. That's great.
You know, I remember the day that those orders came up and we were all talking. And I was just like, do I order this? I'm like, I don't collect this shit. But then I'm like, can I sell it? But then I just saw like the delays and all that stuff. That's cool.
That is cool.
This Krang stress ball. Dude. All right. So you remember Mad Balls?
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's the material, right? Styrofoam.
It legitimately feels like a Mad Ball right now.
It's
like
the Krang Mad Ball. Dude, I'm jealous. I like that.
When you
didn't come with that cool shit.
When you come over, you can be like,
You get to put your hand.
ready to get this. We got a leatherhead pin.
Nice.
To go with all the Turtles in Time stuff that I've got. And then
the creme de la creme.
We got apparently this is like a glassware set.
What the hell? I got totally screwed out of my box, man.
It was like a glassware
garbage.
I thought they were like shot glasses or something like that, but I'm like, these are for kids, so they can't really they're like whiskey glasses. They're like little
weird.
They're not for kids. They're for adults like you who buy stuff like this. So
yes.
Yeah, that is a whiskey glass.
Bizarre.
Coco and Razor sipping cups. That's awesome, man.
You drink them and you get to take shots and say nom nom. Nom nom.
So now, all right. So I'm Toka and you're Razar when you come over, and we'll have a whiskey on the next podcast.
There you go.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. So there's everything.
And I was gonna say, isn't there a figure too? Yeah.
There's a biggie fig. Here goes the box.
There's the dead fish. Been floating in the water for months.
There he is.
I
didn't realize he was from Tournament Fighters. Okay.
Yeah, so he's in the Super Nintendo version.
That's such a strange choice because it's not like they did any other figures from that wave, right? From that game.
Nobody else from this game yet. But it's interesting because they technically this was a good way for them to be able to get this guy into the mix. The only other way they could have done it was with maybe the Archie line.
Mm.
Dude, you know what he would go totally good with? Those Pirate Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes. Pirate Bebop and Rocksteady, or even King Shark would be awesome with him.
They can team up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy it's finally here. It was such a debacle just to get this thing. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I emailed them twice.
Did you get all 4 boxes?
Just one.
Oh, just the one. And then that was the one.
Yeah. Go figure. This was either number 2 or 3.
Can you imagine you were waiting for it was 4 of them?
Yeah. So it was annoying. It was annoying having to wait. Oh yeah, look at the side.
That's cool. Yeah.
With the Donnie.
Yeah. I like the NECA. I like the NECA logo looking like Super Nintendo.
Yeah. That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool figure. Like I said, I have nostalgia to the game. I have nostalgia to this character from the comic line. There's one crazy panel where it's he has Leo strewn out, he basically killed him. So when I was a kid, I saw that. I was like, oh my God, they killed Leo.
Yeah. And so it just
I was like, and it was this
scarred you for life.
It scarred me for life. So I was like, all right, if there's anybody I'm gonna get, it's this guy.
Hey, that's me with Thanos, but I really don't like having Thanos toys because it just gives me.
No, I know. I know. I feel you. He's
my Infinity Gauntlet saga as a kid traumatized me. You mean the superheroes can die? They're just disappearing. What is happening right now?
Seriously.
My dad's like, yeah, comics aren't all sunshines, bud.
Right.
He's like, keep reading. I'm like, oh my God. It was rough.
I think we definitely had the darkest comic timelines in our history. In our lifetime, we've seen Superman.
Everybody die at least once.
We've seen Batman die.
Wolverine
die. We've seen the
Captain America get assassinated.
Donatello, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the turtles for that matter.
All the rest of them, except for Mikey, made it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, just cool. One more thing I wanted to show off. I found I was out looking for turtles, the vintage carded turtles for my nephew. I couldn't find them. Actually, I did find them, and a buddy of mine was grabbing them for himself. And I was like, come on, man, that's for my nephew. And he was just like, got him. Whatever. Anyway, but I did find some new Masterverse figures. I found the Evelyn and Roboto.
He's awesome.
He is so
cool.
awesome. I hear I've been looking at a lot of reviews on him, and they're all saying the same thing I thought when I saw him as, damn, I wish he came with the cloak that he wore in the show, because it depicts him from the show, being that there's like so many different iterations that they're coming. And then this Evelyn, the bat motif on her head is just so freaking awesome.
Stellar.
But you gotta find a good paint job, because this is all painted on. And so like I had to look at like 3 or 4 of these figures. Thank God I had the choice.
Yeah.
But I'm a paint diva when it comes to this. Now, you Marvel Legends collectors, how do you feel about your windowless boxes?
Oh, terrible.
Trash
I got a horror story for you already.
Hey, look, take a look. If you look carefully, it's all sideways, but there's a pile of these boxes. Almost every one of them is Spider-Man related, because they came out with that many Spider-Man figures. Yep. And I refuse to open them because I don't even want to know if I'm going to actually get the figure.
Afraid of it.
Oh. I mean, I've opened I needed to open Toei Spider-Man, like certain ones, but like for the most part, I'm like afraid to, like Amazing Fantasy.
You could be safe. You'll be safe with Noir. I mean, it's just black.
Yeah. Well, I actually have him open, because when I got him from my friend that got it for you too, he wanted
the ham.
Spider Ham, so he sent it to me loose. So I have him here.
Nice.
He's an awesome figure. He's an awesome figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. Here's a product of windowless. So I finally opened my Mojo, and I opened them up.
The one that you got for like pennies on the dollar?
Yes. I had some crazy stroke of luck. They sent me a gift card. They this, they that. And I ended up getting this guy for like $12. But then I opened it up. No teeth.
Oh, no teeth. Oh my God. It looks so much scarier that way, I think.
So I email them, and I'm like, hey, I've fallen victim. I'm missing part of my figure here. The guy messaged me back. He goes, oh, that was a design choice by the team. And that was literally his response was, that's the way it's supposed to come. He goes, the renders don't mean that's how it's going to be in the final product.
So on the box, the head has teeth?
Yes.
It does. Yep. What about the head that's on the body?
It has teeth. Yeah. That one came okay. This is the alternate.
One with the mouth open. And
I wasn't planning on opening this guy, but I'm going to open mine for you and see if it's missing.
Oh, dude, check it out. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, we might as well at this point, right?
We got to see this now.
And I promise you, if it has teeth, you can have it. I don't mind having a Gummer Mojo.
Well, all right.
Gummer Mojo.
Gumless Mojo.
So
that's funny.
Was it a bag of 2 heads, I assume?
Open that wonton bag.
Let's see.
Uh-oh. You think he's got teeth?
No teeth.
Oh, man.
Unreal.
No teeth.
No teeth?
Teeth and no teeth.
Deal or no deal? Teeth or no teeth?
Wait, that looks like... Oh, no, it doesn't have teeth.
Yeah.
Upper teeth.
Yeah.
What?
So I messaged them, and their response was that they decided that they weren't going to add the teeth to it.
I've never even heard any of this before from any other reviewers. I mean, not that I watch like Marvel Legend reviews, but like I've never even heard of this debacle. That's crazy.
Wow.
So I didn't stop there. I found a picture of somebody with the deluxe Mojo from the Mojo.
Of course. The individual one is the one that they did the gumless.
And that's the one that has the teeth. So I sent the guy the picture back, and I said, well, how is it that one person can get it with teeth and mine is a design choice? And he messaged me back and he said, okay, if you want a refund, let me know. So you see?
No, I want some damn teeth.
So you see? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. And then on the very end of the email, it said, you could return the head and get a refund, but I can't give you one with teeth. It says it in the email.
That is so wild.
Funny, right?
And on the box, it has the head with the teeth. It has teeth in the mouth of that head.
Yep.
Wow.
They're getting away with it, and the same thing with the gore that he showed. The gore in the preview pictures was pinless.
Yeah, same thing with Spider-Man too, right? In the Spider-Man pinless.
They were pinless, but then when you got the figure, they had pins.
They had pins, yeah. That's wild.
They were able to get away with it by saying that they put on the packaging subject to change from the renders or whatever, so they can get away with it.
And then charge you more and now let you see what you're buying. It just pisses me off. Pisses me off.
I don't know if you've ever had a scenario of reporting a defective product from Hasbro, and when they other than refunds, if they offer you an exchange, have you ever dealt with that?
I have.
They're like, oh, well, we don't have the same product, but we'll send you something else. And they'll just send you a random figure that's potentially the franchise. So like mine was Richie, you'll remember, the Bumblebee that you bought me, the smaller Bumblebee.
Yeah.
It was like the retro one. Remember I told you it wouldn't transform properly, like the head wouldn't go down?
Right.
So I reached out and they're like, yeah, we'll send you another Transformer. They sent me like the Transformers for like the 5-year-olds. They didn't even send me like a $20 figure that I paid for, but they're like, keep it. I'm like, all right. So like he's on display in robot mode, and then I eventually was able to find another one. I was like, maybe I'll just have them both on display, but that's such a weird return exchange policy to not have backstock, if you will. I think Arcade 1-Up, which is not part of this topic at all, just for reference, is another company that kind of does that, where they don't keep backstock. They'll say, oh, we don't have a replacement, we'll give you something else, or they'll just give you a refund. So it's just really bizarre to me, you know what I mean, that when you have to worry about quality control, especially when you're going windowless. I understand the mindset of cost effectiveness, but it's not across the board. Hasbro has products that are not windowless that are still being released.
Yes.
I'm happy that I can at least get certain waves in that mindset, but you have a Spider-Man 2-pack that's coming out for that retro wave that's going to be a windowless box with Spider-Man and Carnage. I don't want that.
No, I don't want
it. You know, it is what it is, but anywho.
But I know Rich wants that Craven.
I do want that Craven, yes. And that's supposed to be in a windowless packaging?
No, he's on card. He's like the lizard.
So he's the retro carded wave.
Yeah.
And go
I need a Doc Ock for that wave. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, come on. Yes, they got
right? Like, how have you not made a Doc Ock yet?
They got to give us Doc
Morbius.
Morbius, Vulture. They got to do a
Smythe.
For sure. Chameleon, I'll take. You got to give me Chameleon with the bright blue.
Aren't they doing Tarantula?
Tarantula, yep.
It's a lot of. I don't have any room on the wall. The wall's full.
He won't be on a card though.
Yeah.
I think out of the Spider-Verse, I only really need a Vulture. I definitely need that Craven. What did I say? I was telling you before. All Spider-Man's freaking villains are all green.
Green.
When it comes to all their costumes, they're all green.
Green and purples. Yep.
Yeah.
Sandman needed.
Sandman needed. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have the retro Sandman, and then, believe it or not, I've only seen it online, but it seemed like Diamond Select had a decent one because he had like a lower torso that turned into the sand.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn cool.
I would definitely, definitely when it comes to characters who do vary in their own size in lore and as canon, I don't mind a larger figure like that from Diamond.
Yeah, and that's where I'm now becoming a sucker. As I had mentioned before, like Diamond was kind enough. So if anybody at Diamond's hearing, thank you from Betty Rose from Gaming Age for sending over some awesome stuff. I wanted to actually talk about it because I own 2 Diamond Select figures that are on display. Unfortunately, I can't reach them, but behind me I have the Venom that you both know how much I love, which was that last Venom that they released with the multiple heads, and it is one of my favorite, and there it is. It is literally one of my favorite figures out of my entire collection. And then I have the Anti-Venom, which visually I love. Articulation-wise, I don't. Because
actually got my. I think my wife bought that Anti-Venom from my brother-in-law a couple of Comic-Cons ago.
Got it. Yeah, he's awesome looking, but like he doesn't stand well. Like their legs aren't great. Yeah. But what I was going to talk about, like Chris, when you walked away, Richie and I were talking about scale. That's the biggest issue that most collectors, they collect Marvel, like they either go with there he is. There's the Sandman.
There's your Diamond Select.
So awesome. So awesome.
I love him. He's got great effects. He's got, sand fisted hands. He's got the regular, everything regular to make him a human. And I
need that.
This is dope. This was $30 and it was dope. It was such a great, solid pickup.
And that's the thing. You're getting such more bang for your buck from Diamond than you are from Hasbro.
Well, hands down. You're paying a little more, but that price has been the same for a while.
Yeah. The price has changed. Like when the Marvel Legends started to come up towards the Diamond Select prices, that's when I started to take them seriously.
Well, I think a big comparison too is I feel like the build quality and the design choices have vastly changed and improved over the last year and a half, 2 years that I've seen. Yeah. Clearly Diamond's been around since 99, and I know Hasbro's been around a little bit longer than that. And obviously before that was Toy Biz. So we've seen the Marvel figure just come and go and change. And, for me, looking at the Diamond stuff, Diamond always focused on like statues and like the styling of like a particular pose. Like that's just something that I feel like they do really well.
More for an adult.
Yeah. And, for me, like I remember seeing a lot of these figures in the stores when I wasn't really collecting anything Marvel related. And I remember these huge boxes and I'm like, these figures look so detailed. And I never knew like that, that they were also articulated. I thought they were always like statues.
Right. Same.
So that's a big part of, Marvel just giving all these different companies licenses to do that. With the ones that they sent me, like I saw some of the sheer sizes of some of these characters. Dude, have you guys seen this guy? Titanium Man?
Oh, I almost
look at this. Dude, he's literally
That's a mammoth. You could hurt somebody with that.
As my 6-year-old would say, damn, boy, he's thick. That's a thick ass boy.
That's a thick boy.
Yes, my 6-year-old says that. So I thought it would be cool if you guys are cool with it, I'll open one of these up because I want to see it. And I thought it'd be cool for you guys to see it like with me because I've never. Be careful. Why? What am I?
Drop that on your foot.
Oh, it's true. It's true. So, I mean, dude, like looking at it and like that's the big thing that I've noticed is like the style is very artesque based, if that's even a word.
Yeah. They go for the Alex Ross, like the comic art style, cover art.
Even when it comes to Diamond, when it could like jumping off of Marvel for a second and like with the Ghostbusters line, when they were doing the movie Ghostbusters and they did the animated real Ghostbusters, the quality of those figures is such a so far off from like the type of like Hasbro Mattel stuff where that Hasbro Mattel pretty much are in the mindset that these are for kids and that the kids are going to play with them. But I'm going to try to make them as nice looking so that the adult collector can still grab them if they want. Diamond Select is like, no, these are for adults, adult collectors who want to make scenes. And their paint apps and their details and then you get like stands and, diorama pieces and things that, like I have the Avengers, the Marvel Avengers, I think it was like the End of Ultron or I don't know, Death of Ultron series.
I think it was the Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
that's they have. The Diamond Select Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, are superior.
Those are
to
awesome.
What's been out.
Those are yours, yeah.
I have those, and then, like I said, with the Ghostbusters, the detail is just so much better.
Yeah,
so much better.
To go along with the Diamond Selects, so like over the years, like some of them, like you could even look at just this one here. You get a little bit more of the diaphragm cuts now. When they first started, they didn't really have any type of torso or diaphragm articulation at all. Now,
well, yeah, I mean, I don't have one in my Green Goblin. There's no. It's just his arms, his legs, his knees, at the elbows, the head, and there's no torso.
Yeah, so
he doesn't even. Oh, he does turn. Never mind. I was gonna say he turns
so
at the waist.
You got that. But now they're making them where it's you got to cut, you got to swivel, you can kind of articulate them a little better. I got another one I could show in a little bit, but I want to see this titanium man.
So at first glance, like looking at it, the biggest thing that's attracted to me is the face, is just the details in the face. I just can't get over how good quality of the head sculpt. And
great.
He's a thick boy. He's heavy. He does have some torso. It's minimal, like for the front, but like you can definitely, angle him on the back a little bit.
Yeah. And it doesn't break up the sculpt as much as other companies do.
He's he's tight like most of the figures with the joints.
Yeah.
But I feel like more comfortable, adjusting. And the bottom here is a little bit of a softer plastic, so you can move the legs to go forward a little bit. The knees do bend. We do have ankle swivel, like the ball joints, similar to some of the Marvel Legends figures. And then the head, at first when I looked at the box, I thought that the head was going to be a helmet, which would have been like instant, like that's what we need.
Yes.
We need them to make helmets removable like back in the day, like Toy Biz style, So this is, a full head replacement, which is fine.
Okay.
I'm cool with that. But this is a dope figure. This is really, really awesome.
Almost bought him. I have a little tiny Winter Guard going. I have Ursa Major and Dark Star. So I was like, Titanium Man would be just mint for that.
Yeah, this is a rad figure. And for me, I think my justification, to speak to what Richie was saying as far as like scale, because as most of you know, I am mostly Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
But I'm open to like, having kind of a universe, a multiverse, if you will, of Marvel Selects. But I do have, my Venom is in a shelf that is mostly combat scenes.
Right.
And I have him fighting against the retro carded black suit Spider-Man.
Right.
Why not? Doesn't matter. Venom is a bigger guy. He's a big chungus in comparison. So who else better to justify a large scale than the one and only Hulk?
Dude.
I've actually been sitting on this for about a year. And I think today is the day he finally gets open.
That's going to take his first breath.
I'm so excited, and I can literally have him sitting here battling Titanium Man. I can have him fight when eventually I get my Red Hulk. Or I could just have him getting his ass kicked buy a tiny Wolverine because I'm gonna favorite Wolverine. We know this already.
Hey, listen.
So, but yeah, man, I'm kind of like getting into these Diamond Select figures now. They're awesome. I cannot wait for Apocalypse, and I think Blade looks awesome too. Blade coming out, and you saw Mr. Fantastic that he comes kind of like Sandman. He's got just like his body like piled up almost.
Yeah, it's like a coil.
Elastic. Yeah. So
like
cool.
Plastic Man from DC.
I was just gonna say that. Yep.
Yeah.
It could have been like a springboard.
Exclusive. You know, it's funny you were talking about scale and like with Marvel when I first started collecting, I started with DC Classics from Mattel.
Yeah.
And DC Classics were all 6-inch scale. And then after that, they stopped kind of making DC figures until McFarlane came back around with this new DC verse. And now McFarlane's 7-inch. So now,
see what I mean?
Like the same thing with Legends and Diamond. You got, Mattel and McFarlane making DC stuff. But thank God I can kind of be selective. And I did the same thing with like, you get like Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's a big guy. Makes sense. You got Lobo. Lobo's a big guy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I was being selective with them. Also, I was collecting Batman, like all the cool different Batmans that I thought were, worth it to pick up. And then they started coming out with more stuff like that. It was a Deadshot is a really awesome figure. And that I'm sorry, we're talking about Diamond. Let me jump off Todd's dick for a second.
Toddy Mac. Good old Toddy Mac.
So how you feel there with that big Hulker?
I mean, Hulk is next. The one thing I'm not disappointed, but I was hoping that his arms would go a bit closer together because I would have loved to have him kind of two-hand hold the mask, the helmet.
Oh yes, yeah.
But I'm okay with him just holding it with one hand. I'm a sucker for that. With some of my other figures, I tend to kind of go this route of just having them reminisce their armar.
To be or not to be, Titanium Man.
Should I wear this and whoop someone's ass? But yeah, no, dude. Like, if this is an indication of what's expected to come, I'm all in, and we gladly pay that price, knowing that's the amount of plastic I'm getting alone.
Right.
Let alone we're getting the articulation improvements and design choices.
Have Diamond Select ever done Fantastic Four? Anybody in Fantastic Four yet? Besides,
they have a thing.
They have a thing.
They do have a thing.
Brick. He is a brick.
And they have a Human Torch.
Human Torch.
They just announced Mr. Fantastic. I don't think they make a Sue, right?
No Sue yet.
So I think she's coming.
Yeah.
So I think that's a matter. And I think, Chris, you had a Vision over there, right?
Let's go.
There we go. Let's move it over.
All right. So talking about scale and wondering if it's going to work or not, this figure saved my entire collection. I couldn't find Vision in this green and yellow costume, the red face, to save my life at a reasonable price. So, I got to say two things. Amazing job on this figure. It scales so great with the Marvel Legends, but also Diamond really with the finger on the pulse. They did this twice. They saw the secondary market was going crazy on certain figures for collectors, Vision being one of them. The retro carded Vision Marvel Legends goes for like $100.
Yeah,
so
ridiculous.
This coming in at 35 shipped is beautiful. That saved my wallet. It saves the display because he's now there. And he's great. And he's awesome. He's got great effects. He's got a great head sculpt.
And he doesn't look too out of place on a shelf with Legends.
No, here. I'll pull in. Let's see.
Should we go back here? Oh, okay.
He's here. And, he's just a little bit taller, like maybe an inch taller, but like, I bend the knee back.
No, it looks good. Yeah.
Dynamic, and he's pretty close.
Hell yeah.
He's supposed to be a little tall. So definitely really feeling this. This was a big Christmas acquisition. This really helped me.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, for me, my thought process was originally big Chungus guys.
Yeah.
Guys that can just justify, hey, Hulk is a big bulk. He doesn't need to be ginormous, but you can justify it, you know? So like literally the Hulk was my first decision of like, oh, okay, like we can do this.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I've looked back at, some older selects and not a fan. Like some of the design choices are questionable, just
the brown suit Wolverine, the ears were too short.
See, what confused me about the Wolverines is when you see them, and like, I guess in my case, it was Big Bad. The picture that they had, it was just one picture, and I thought it was a statue. So I was just never interested.
Exactly.
So I'm like, all right, like that could be cool, but then like I feel like some of the characters look a little like, I feel like the Thing is probably one of those characters. It looks a little.
He's a brick.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah, it's the shape design.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like if they're gonna do what they're doing now, like, Richie, have you seen that Apocalypse that's coming out?
I haven't. No, I don't think I did.
Dude, like, if he's gonna be like one of these shit brick houses, which I would hope he is, because even look, the Hasbro one that came out, the retro carded one, is a solid figure. I have it on the wall. I wasn't crazy about the colors because he's like the purple and blue. I wanted all the purplish, like the one solid color for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting. So it's just a matter of like preference.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that the figure is like super articulated makes me like really excited for where they can go. Because I've told you, I have some of these like in my basement that I won't open that are older. Like I have MCU, Netflix Daredevil, like he's not going to scale well with everybody. Right, so like, I feel like weird opening that. But you might have convinced me if I bend his knees and place him a certain way, it might work.
It might work. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's how I felt about the Green Goblin. I think when it comes to, he came with the glider on that piece, and it'll make him look bigger anyway, but he's on a glider, that's why he's bigger, because he's on a glider, and you can just position him the right way. And especially when Diamond Slug gives you a piece like this, this is all one piece, the glider and the thing together, the stand. Awesome. I also have the Silver Surfer, comes with another like a rock and wave type of stand type of thing.
Right.
So when they pack that into the figure, man, and just shoots the value
justify. Yeah. I was gonna say it seems like they might be going away from the dioramas. I don't know if that's permanent. But
I mean, I have a lot of from that Age of Ultron set. I have so many like pieces of sidewalk and shit. Like I don't use any of this stuff. Like,
send them over. Send them over.
Guys, this figure is awesome.
Yeah.
Like he is just awesome. He's a beast. Sick. He's got everything. He's got the torso. He's got
the paint job, the shadowing on that paint job.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, the only thing I don't want to say I'm not crazy about it, but like I'm not crazy about the face design because there's obviously so many Hulks out there.
No, yeah, I was in the same boat with that figure.
But this other head is an animal. Like I don't recall the comic, unfortunately. But look at this.
Like a cyborg, right?
Yeah. Like
That's cool.
Really
like
cool.
With the gums and everything. Yeah, this is a badass toy. So
and he's at a $55 price point.
No,
dude, $30. He was 30 beans.
You can't find him. You can't find him for that ever again.
Unfortunately,
right.
Yeah.
original
yeah.
MSRP was $30.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, yeah, pretty much any of the
30,
diamond,
35 bucks.
diamond. My one gripe right now is this one elbow is not moving, and I'm afraid to move it because I feel like I'm going to break it. Because
Yeah,
you know
it might have
sometimes
to
there's
heat it
stiff hot water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, solid figure, and you know, let me see, like scale him with Titanium Man because obviously I think he's bigger, but like, yeah, I mean,
This stack up. That's great.
it's crazy. So. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I got a lot to open, but I figured I'd open a couple. These two were perfect big boys.
I actually
awesome.
gotta run. I gotta wrap up on my end, but this was so cool that we got
Amazing.
all of us here and that we were able to do this in this way. Let's
Thank
try
you
to
guys
do
so
this
much
again.
for the opportunity.
So glad
lot
to
of fun.
have you, Ben.
Ben, if you want to come on the show, you are always welcome.
Always.
Anytime.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Yeah, hope you guys have more great shows. Be sure to listen, listeners. If this is your first time, be sure to follow. This is
And you
great
guys
podcast.
know that Benny Rose is a very smart man, so you should listen to what he says.
Bo show.
Mm-hmm.
Bo show.
Well, wrapping
Right,
up
guys.
another episode of the Never Enough Toys podcast. I am Rich Rampage,
I am Grizdiz.
and we'll see you guys around for the next episode. Later, guys.
Peace, y'all.
Take care.
Thanks
Have fun,
again.
players.
All right.